Welcome everyone, Simon here from the Wells of Wall Street. Hope you are all well today. Quick chart update on DigitalBits. Now we did a bit of coverage on these guys a few weeks back in regards to the $70 million sponsorship deal with Italian giant football club AS Roma. Now, why did I think this was of importance? Well, it wasn't necessarily because it was with Roma, because obviously there's loads of clubs in the Italian league and other leagues around the world, of course. So I think the main thing for me was the amount of money of the sponsorship deal and the opportunity of awareness. And here is a prime example. This is the AS Roma English Twitter channel with over 600,000 followers, and as I said, this is the English version. There are multiple versions of the AS Roma social media platforms, okay? So go check them out and you can see for yourself. So obviously this is a post from about 10 hours ago as of recording. This man here, one of my biggest favourites in football, unfortunately didn't make it for my team Tottenham over the last year and a half. But you're a big name in football, and a big football club in the world of football also. And what do we have here? Key figures of the football club and the sponsorship element here. Now, just remember everything that AS Roma do this year, that will be televised, whether it be in the European tournaments or in the Serie A, which is the Italian league. DigitalBits will be all over the place. And what does that mean? It means who on earth are DigitalBits? And then people start looking into what it is, thus looking into blockchain, looking into crypto assets, NFTs, fan tokens, all of this great stuff, and potentially investing into the space as well. Not necessarily straight away, but certainly planting the seed in the mind. And that's how great marketing, brand awareness works. Because it's not necessarily the instant impact, it's the seeding effect of even 2 months, 3 months, 6 months down the line, and then the association with what these things are. Now, we will have a video coming out on DigitalBits in about a week or so's time. I'm just waiting for a couple more story points to bring that real emphasis to what this awesome project is about. But yeah, very much top line right now, so I don't waste too much time because we want to get into the charts. But very much around loyalty points, gift cards, fan tokens, digital currencies and more. So it's a really cool blockchain opportunity. Very eco-friendly in terms of the green elements of transactions. It's supporting a lot of transactions. I think it says here up to 10,000 transactions per second. Using the federated Byzantine agreement consensus mechanism, which we will go through in the video as well. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention before we go into the chart, just for a brief update on that. Again, all of these great things, any posts that AS Roma platforms do. In fact, let's just quickly have a look while we're here if we can see any of the others. In fact, if I just type in here AS Roma, you'll see the English version, the Spanish version, Bosnian version, women's team. Let's just go to Espanol, for example, another 94,000 there. So I would probably anticipate they've got over 1 million followers in general. So that's a lot of awareness opportunity for DigitalBits, and more importantly, the crypto space for all of us as well. So now we've covered that kind of point, I just wanted to give you a bit of a background as to why I think this is such an interesting project. And we're very honest on this channel. I don't personally hold any of this crypto asset at all yet. That's not meaning that I don't believe in it. The reason I'm not investing in it right now is because I only heard about it after this AS Roma sponsorship. So again, from my perspective as a massive football fan in general across the world, that just shows you the awareness opportunity of this kind of tactic in marketing and brand awareness of these kind of projects, because I had no idea that DigitalBits even existed. So it's done its job on me, so fair play to you guys, and that's why we're doing these videos. And hopefully some of you out there, if you are invested or not invested, that you find it relatively informative. And if you do, please do like this video, because it really helps us out. So it's been going on for quite some time. We had two massive opportunities in March and April for sell-offs. But in particular around here, if only I'd known about this particular asset back here in the 2 cents mark. Well, look at this fantastic growth we've seen since July. Absolutely fantastic. In fact, performance-wise, in the last 3 months, 582% growth performance. That is absolutely fantastic. Year to date, 1,355%. Hopefully you can see that on my screen, the bottom right here. And a buy signal as well. Unfortunately, slightly covered by our little frame here, but in the buy signals as well. So we covered those bits, but that is absolutely fantastic. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure we'll have many corrections along the way with new key high points as we develop. But I think we're seeing a lot of this from a lot of the awareness campaigns that they're doing, and of course the people who are invested or very much integrated into fan tokens and things like this are utilizing the system, and thus perhaps purchasing the tokens to be able to utilize for NFT purchases and things like that. So we will go into more detail about what is available via the blockchain and the tokenomics in that video later this week. But back to this chart, as I've mentioned, we've seen a fantastic growth pattern here. What I find interesting is I've drawn this little orange line here, and the reason I've done that is just to prove that we've kind of done 1, 2, 3 tests of this particular area already at the 0.11 cent mark. So 11 cents mark, I've dug that in. It's almost just very much confirming that the fib retracement is very much aligned here. So good news there. So what we could suggest here is we've already had a few sort of tests of this area. So it would be quite a bit of a surprise to see if we came all the way back down to that level. We could obviously do that one more time. You just don't know. We've had several test opportunities at the lower levels, so we can kind of tick those off. That doesn't mean it's impossible that it won't happen, but it would be quite unlikely at this stage. So I'm very much looking at if we would test this area again on a small correction before another bounce up in the future. But right now, I'm really interested in this particular part here, because we've had a couple of resistances along this line of 16 cents, and we're very much struggling right slap bang in the middle here. And this sometimes is a good thing, because we're seeing some stability in a project, which is great to see, because usually when you have this bobbling up and down effect, you do then get the positive effect. However, at this moment in time on the MACD, we are in a relatively bearish situation here. We've had quite a bit of sell-off, and that's totally understandable because of the fantastic growth that we just mentioned. So I anticipate perhaps a bit more of this, but what will happen in this situation is, if this goes out of control or not on the sell pattern here the last 48 hours, if we start seeing too many of these red volume candles, we may start seeing a penetration back down to even test that 14 cent mark, and hopefully it does resist, otherwise we're going back down to the next one again. So it's really important limbo time right now. RSI is moving into the middle section, which means that we can pretty much, if we do level off, go either way. So that's what I mean about this kind of crossover here was very much the momentum of the growth finishing, the narrowing of the two lines that we have here on the moving averages, and then the crossover into a bearish opposition here. So it's going to be really critical, I think, in this next week to see where we end up with this. But I think, as the announcements come out and their cooperation with, really good NFTs and opportunities for the fans out there and for people in general involved in this token and blockchain, it could push it up even further, especially with the market momentum that we have seen across the board as well. So keep an eye on it, guys. Like I said, it's a bit of a sticky situation right now with this particular crypto asset. And I mentioned at the beginning as well of this chart analysis that I'm not invested personally, And I did say that it's not because I don't believe in the project. It's just that for me, my buying opportunities really should have been down here. And if I purchase up here, I'm obtaining a lot of risk, in my opinion. For personally, this is not financial advice. This is just, I'm telling you why I'm not. And I hope you find that honesty helpful. For me, I'm not going to be purchasing. And if that means I have to wait till the next runs in a couple of years or whatever, then that's fine. I fully believe in this project and opportunity, but I want to be getting things at the lowest possible prices that I can to obtain the maximum return on investment possible. So keeping an eye on it, absolutely. Potentially, if it came back down to this area, I may be tempted, but I've got to be realistic that this kind of bigger growth pattern is relatively new, and even the launch, particularly on KuCoin, is albeit only a year and a half old. So historic data is not there for me to confirm whether it's a right choice for me to do this at this current price point. I'm happy to wait, but some people might think this is going even higher. And if you go through the fib retracement levels, there is an opportunity to suggest that this is actually going potentially all the way up to the 80 cent mark. I don't fully believe that just yet, but we need to tick off some really interesting support resistance levels down at these sections first. But on that note, guys, the next line up that we're trying to target is just over the 20 cent mark at around 21. So that's really interesting. If we can get some more bullish momentum stuck back in here as soon as we can, we might see a movement upwards, because actually this trend line is still teetering in a positive attribute, but we've just literally started scaling this blue line here, which is one of the moving averages that we need to try and get above again. So that's kind of wrapped up this video, guys. Let us know if you are indeed invested in UDB, available on KuCoin and a couple of other exchanges as well. Let us know what you think of DigitalBits. I'm really interested to know, and let us know if there's anything else that you want us to cover as and when we can along the way too. Please do like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out, of course, and we are pushing already. I cannot believe it. We got to 500 subscribers yesterday and we're already nearly at 550. I'm so overwhelmed by the support that you guys have given. Thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you in the next one. Take care, and thanks very much.